Welcome back everyone to another Star Trek Online Let's Play. As you may remember from last time, I did one of the episodes which was the Researcher Rescue, and the next one I've got to do is basically Secret Orders, and then eventually after that I'll do the Doomsday Device. So without further delay, let's get on to what I usually do at the beginning of the videos, explain what ship I'm using. And as you all can tell, this is the J.J. Abrams bridge, which is the Kelvin timeline bridge, basically, or the timeline Kelvin timeline heavy command cruisers bridge, basically. So this is basically the Kelvin Constitution. I can't even say it properly. God damn it, my English is going bad. But anyway, Kelvin Constitution and class bridge. And I gotta say, the bridge, when I first saw it, when it was first you know, given out in the lot boxes and such like that, I was actually quite impressed by the bridges and such, and I was like, ooh, I want to get myself one of these. The only downside to it is you can't go anywhere else on the ship because, you know, there's no other access to anything else, just the bridge itself. But still, it's pretty good. But anyway, as no difference from last time, I'm still using a phaser set build, but this one's got like different varieties on it. Like you've got the phasic beams, then you've got the pulse phasers, then you've got the quantum phasers, sorry, and then obviously you've got the Trilithian Tricobalt torpedo, and then you've got the Trilithian enhanced phaser turret as well. So basically, yeah, I've got all these. Basically, I've got the quantum set and the Trilithian set on this ship as well, just to give it a little bit of oomph. Yes, I am using the Turan Task Force operations set for its, you know, basically the space set and such. Ideally, with that, I would prefer to use disruptors as with this set, but however, you can still use phasers and that, because I remember when the this was first coming out, disruptors was the only main weapon on the actual reputation thing, but now, ever since they introduced the tier 6, they're also giving you sort of like a phaser option in that, so you can go full phasers if you want to, but if you prefer to go full on disruptors because of the whole destructor shell and all that lot, then go for it, and that's what I would rather go for, preferably because of the whole destructor shell. But I thought for the ship, this would actually do for the ship and such, because it will give it a little bit of more of a kick and such. Plus, I didn't want to use the same old sets all the time, like this, like the overpowered Romulan set or the overpowered Arconian set on every single ship. I wanted to actually use some varieties in that and just keep them unique to the best they are, really. I'll show you the ship on the outside. Now, you may think, wait, it's a different colour. Why is it this colour? It's because of the shield variant that's on it. Because basically the shield vanity that I got on this is basically the the Zenketi shield vanity. I keep calling them variant shields instead of vanity shields. They're actually vanity shields. So yeah, I had to draw that in my head. You would have thought I'll be remembering that by now, considering how long I've been playing this. But anyway, yeah, I'm using that to actually give it that colours and such like that. And obviously I'm using like this console here basically to give it the extra flight turn rate and such. Plus it helps when it comes to the critical chances and critical severity as well. And I got that tip thanks to the girls and such. Obviously this is for like your acceleration and such like that, even your protection. Obviously this one's part of the Trilithian set and such like that, so that's why I kept it on there. Plus it has a good power transfer rate and such, and ship's hull regeneration and hull capacity as well. This one is part of the Kelvin set and such like that. Now I haven't got the proton charge on it, so it won't get the timeline resonance, but all the rest of the three it will. I mean, I do have the proton charge on the Vengeance class, but obviously if I wanted to have all the stuff that I've got on here, then obviously I'm going to need to make room somewhere or sacrifice somewhere. So I thought, you know, I'll sacrifice the proton charge and that. It's not a big deal though. This I kept because of its critical chance and weapon power power settings. I mostly did it for the critical chance because, like I said before, the more higher critical chances are, the more better. At the moment, it looks like dump in space because in sector space, everything's cut down in half and such like that. But over time, like when it's in regular space, it is actually pretty good. At the moment, it's at 19% in regular space and such like that. And I do aim to improve the critical chances on that. But anyway, now let's get on to the not event. What the hell am I on? Episodes. Let's get on to the secret orders.
Commander Burgess, Starfleet Intelligence. There's something I'd like you to look into. It could change the course of the war in our favor. We have intel suggesting that the Klingons are operating a secret weapons facility in the Hiromi cluster. We also believe the base is under the command of Ambassador Bavat, a controversial figure in Klingon politics. I'd like you to get to the truth of the matter, and soon. To that end, I'm sending one of my top agents to join you on the mission. I think you'll find Lieutenant Van Zyl to be a very capable officer. Don't hesitate to seek her counsel in the field. Proceed to the Briar Patch and find out what the Klingons are up to. If there are any weapons there, you are to deactivate or destroy them. And should you encounter the Ambassador, do bring him in. I'd like a word.
Yeah, good luck with that. He's quite crafty at times. But anyway, let's go and set this and set a course. It's not that far. You know what, I may as well auto-navigate. Unless, of course, it becomes a problem. But, yeah, it's not that far. Now, lately, when I've gone to auto-navigation, it's usually become a problem and such. And usually, it tends to direct me the opposite way instead of going the way where I wanted it to go. So I end up relying on myself to guide myself there at times. But it's one of those things, you know. And you've got to expect the game to be a bit temperamental at times. But at least I'm not getting stuck in the sun like I did before. Because I remember ages ago, I used to get stuck in the sun so many times. And of course, I used to joke with the girls and say, hey, guess what? I'm stuck in the sun. I'm part of the sun now. Or something like that, you know. I used to always have a real good laugh about that. And yeah, every time when I would get stuck in it, I was like, hey, I did it again. And I didn't need to explain, they just knew that I was stuck in the sun. But it was quite a funny thing though. But I'm glad they fixed that though. Because as much as it was funny, it was also annoying at the same time. But, you know. Anyway, onwards to the Briar Patch. Now again, with this ship, I'm still upgrading her still. So, she is still in her upgrading stage now. I mean, I know you may think, oh, she's at Mark 15 weapons and stuff like that. That is true, but I'm trying to get things, well, these are only Mark 14s at the moment. But at the moment, I'm also trying to get them up to sort of like epic levels and such, just to try and get them as powerful as possible. But I'm taking advantage of the Phoenix lock boxes, is the ones that you can claim with dilithium and such. Yeah, it's a long process, but it's worth it. Besides, I already got a couple of epic ships anyway. Right, basically, she's grateful for, as you can read, for us having her with us and such like that. And she's just basically looking forward to solving the little mystery with us. Well, in that case, that's all we. So we better manoeuvre here. And obviously, she's gone right to the business, saying that she's picking up, well, these long-range sensors are picking up several Klingon battle groups. So they'll be placed in, well, they'll be placed in self-replication disruptors. Cannon turrets throughout this regional space. If we don't take out those cannons now, this entire asteroid belt will be brittling with Klingon defences. So basically, we just got to take those defence turrets out and such like that. But at the same time, she's also explained that the composite of the nebula will make manoeuvring in at high speeds impossible. So basically, we're going to have to sort of like crawl it there. So we're basically going to have to go on impulse, not full impulse. And in addition, the Briar Patch also contains pockets of, get ready for it, Metron gas, which is highly reactive to weapons fire, which could be used in our favour, but at the same time it can be dangerous to us as well. So they recommend to keep at least 4 kilometres away from each gas cloud. So basically that can be used in our favour and such, but with me, I'm kind of reckless when it comes to these things, so I know I can fly right through it and such, but when you first start this and such like that, I highly recommend heeding our advice. Unless of course you are feeling brave and you just want to go for it, then go ahead, go for it. But I would suggest heeding our advice about keeping 4 kilometres away and such. Anyway, but like she said here, the gas can be used as a weapon, and she makes a reference to the Riker maneuver. Do you remember from Star Trek Insurrection where Riker used the pockets of gas in the bypatch to damage the 2 sonar cruisers, basically, which is also known as the Riker maneuver in this. You can actually get that as well. I do believe there is a console that actually creates that maneuver. But anyway, so all we have to do is just basically destroy the turrets, use the Metron gas to our advantage, and so forth. And she's just basically saying about going at lower impulse and such, just to lower the risk of damaging the ship and such. So yeah, basically it's just really simple things, really. She thinks modifying the collectors to filter out only the percentage of Metron particles, then we could basically use excess energy to cover full impulse without risking to the ship. Although she's not exactly sure what that percentage might be, though. Now, however, because I'm a tactical officer, it'd be too risky. But because if you had a science officer, you could actually make it work. Because if you look down there, it shows roughly, you know, that you can actually make it work better and such. So therefore, making your ship speed a little bit more faster. But if you're not a science officer and you're tactical and engineer, don't fret too much, because you know it's just one of those advantages that science have. But tacticals and science engineers do have their advantages too. So you know, don't worry too much about that. Anyway, let's get on with this. I'm going to take a burst out of that. I'm deliberately setting these off for a good reason. I know what I forgot to do. I forgot to actually change these things here, because I just realised that some of these things are still set to the old settings, where I actually need to reset them to another set in where I can actually increase my weapons power. But for this mission, it'd be fine. Besides, it might benefit me and even my favour. That's it, I'm going to use broadside. Wait, why did that not work? Are these glitched? Okay, these ships are a little bit more tougher in this one, I guess. Right. Where's the next area I've got to go to? Hold on, I've got to zoom in on the map. That would help. There you are. I see it all lit up right there. And the arrow's obviously pointing to it as well, so yeah, I'm with him with. Luckily these turrets are easy to take out. I mean, we could easily just shoot the Metron gas and just give it the old explosive. It does a bit of damage to them. He does do the same thing with the Klingon ships as well. Oh, these fighters can be annoying as anything at times. But luckily, they're easy to take out. I've got to love some of the designs of the Klingon ships though. You can tell that they are made for combat and proper made for speed and maneuverability and such. Especially Bird of Prey class or Barrel classes. Take it down that turret. There we go. Now she's basically saying that the sensors are picking up energy signatures near the large asteroid. Looks like defense turrets guarding the facility, etc, etc. And she's also basically saying, judging by the layout she's reading, there is a Klingon Defense Force military research station. That's what KDF stands for, by the way. And built into the asteroid. She thinks it's worth investigating. However, our Klingon friends are up to some mischief in that base. She is basically making a wager on that, basically. Right. Yeah, enough of me taking pot shots at those. Yeah, I'm using the evasive maneuvers to actually get me there quicker. Right, let's go and full spread these. Oh shit, I've detonated that too close to me. Luckily for me, I'm pretty much protected anyway. Now, my suggestion to you lot is don't be reckless like me, you know. Always bear in mind to keep some distance at times if you can and such. But if you're feeling lucky and you want to take chances, then, like I said, go for it. But, you know, bear in mind, when you're at a lower stage or you ain't got all the heavy gear and whatnot, there are consequences and such. But then again, even with heavy gear, you still get consequences anyway, because, trust me, I'm one for experiencing certain consequences when I do get reckless in this game. Right, basically we're just going to have to beam down, so let's beam down, shall we? I think I'm going to take you. So I'm taking random people. Just wait, I already had him. Take you. Take you. And we'll take you. Yeah, I really want to switching up my crew so that I can take different people with me and such. That way it keeps it a little bit entertaining for you lot at least. And yes, you weren't seeing things. That was a new Archie as part of my crew. Right, she's basically reading several Klingons in the area. So basically, we may have issues, but she's also picking up hostages as well. Interesting, they usually say Klingons don't take prisoners. But hey, I guess this lot does. Right, so let's breach this door, shall we? Oh wait, I've got some weapons on my what's the name somewhere. Bear with me a moment. Do I have them? Yes, I do. It's a. Let's go and test this out because I'm actually interested to see how that goes. Oh, it's a nanopulse. Oh, what? That's cool. I could use a little try. Wait. Down the hall. I'm just going to give these a little try out and see how they work. Because I'm actually quite interested to see how they go. Because I got these recently and yeah, I haven't actually really tried them out. And so far, they're pretty good. Even though they're not fully upgraded, but they're still pretty good. And who the hell's firing rainbows? But yeah, I think I'm best to keep to long range weapons, is because I don't fancy taking my risk there. There we go. I'll just breach the door again. There we go. And let's go and kick some Klingon butt, shall we? Wow, whoever's using that, that's OP. I'm not sure if that is the Elarchi that I got that's using that, or... no, I'm pretty sure it's the Elarchi using it, because I don't remember the Hologram Lek doing that. And I certainly don't remember 6 of 9 either doing that, or even the Breen either. Oh, don't remind me to take that thing off him later on, because... Seriously?
I'd be happy to tell you what I know, but ask fast.
Excuse me for one moment. My crew is being disobedient. Where the hell are you? Right, you ain't got it. You ain't got it. Right, you, I'm taking it off you. You've been a bad boy. Wait. I said I am taking that away. So, right. Oh, for crying out loud. Why did I have to put these in use? Right, there. I'll get into you later when you can behave yourselves. See, even Lek's getting pissed off about it. Right. Sorry, Doctor, continue.
I'm happy to tell you what I know, but ask fast. I'm going to the shuttle bay and getting out of here.
Well, first of all, we've got a questions to ask you, so... How did you get here?
I'm an independent researcher. Word got out that an interested party was paying a lot of latinum for simple projects. It sounded like a good deal. Then I got here, found out the Klingons were my new employers, and the good deal was work or die. I should have known better.
Yeah, always read the fine small print. That's the only trouble when you get into contracts like those.
There used to be about 20 of us working on various projects. As people completed their work, they would disappear. I heard one of the Klingons say that my time was up. You got here just in time.
Well, lucky for you then, eh? So what do you know about the Ambassador?
Bavat is the one running this whole operation.
Uh-huh.
I overheard him say he's keeping the Klingon Empire strong by prolonging the war with the Federation. He thinks that unless the Klingons have an enemy on which to focus their energies, they'll fight amongst themselves and tear the Empire apart. I kind of hope he's right.
Crikey.
He hasn't let much information slip, but I know that he found some sort of device abandoned in deep space.
Oh.
He wants to use it in an attack so horrible, the people of the Federation will demand that Starfleet take revenge. The fighting will continue for years.
Yeah, I'd always say that vengeance is a dish best served cold. Anyway, so what you going to do now?
I'm heading to the hangar, finding the first ship that will fly and getting out of here.
Oh, cool.
I'm done working for Klingons. Some of them are honorable, but Bavat cannot be trusted. His desire for war with the Federation has blinded him.
Okay. So, what do you know about the weapon?
The Klingons are planning something big. They have been forcing us to design weapons. They want improved disruptors and torpedoes for their ships, but some of their demands have been very specific.
Oh.
They want a weapon that can punch through solid neutronium, which is impossible. And they keep talking about torpedoes, with payloads big enough to destroy a small planet.
Blimey, where's the honor on that?
There are prototypes of some of the new weapons in the laboratory here, as well as schematics on the base computers. If I were you, I'd destroy the prototypes and the schematics. Neither side needs that kind of destructive power.
Bear with me one moment. I was going to have to take that off of you, Lick, as well. Thank you. Anyway, continue. Oh, is that it? Right, what about you? What's your story?
Thank you. These Klingons have had me designing weapons for them at Disruptor Point. The scientists who finished their research are taken away. We are the only two left.
It's okay, you can say they're dead. It's okay. Well, that's good. Both scientists are safe, so let's go and find these weapons and so we can destroy them. But before we do, there's something else I need to do up here because one of my personal endeavours requires me to scan. So that's what I'm going to do. Well, half it's more than anything. Now, I remember ages ago when I did these, they used to be really hard as anything to do. So I'm glad that I managed to get the hang of it in the end, but still, I remember how long it used to take me to get the hang of those things. It was as hard as anything. Now you may notice that this box is shiny. That's because it's a crate full of stuff and that. So if you ever like wanted to get your hands on some stuff and you're just starting out and such, this gives you some of the like bits like small shield charge to help you out, small power cell and such like that. So you know, it's little helpful items like that. I'm going back on myself. Oh, no, no. Wait. It's that way. I knew that. I am going back on myself. I was. Alright, let's breach the door again. Oh, yeah! Crikey. You know what? That archery you can actually get for free doing one of the missions and such. And I've got to say, even though that he hasn't got like the full equipment and everything else, he is OP as anything. I'm not going to lie. I should have him on more missions more often. I feel sorry for the poor togs, you know. You know, the innocent animals being used for war. Yeah, sucking at Klingons. There we go. There. Nope, don't you dare fix that weapon. You're not allowed to. I'll forbid it. Why can't you Klingons just be a good bunch and die? Wow, it took a torpedo to the face. Basically, that's what this thing is. It's basically like micro torpedo spreads, really. They're quite handy to have. Right, let's plan a spatial charge. I'm so glad that they're not throwing stuff at each other now. Or spraying those party popper things. Man, the noise is horrendous at times. Don't get me wrong, I don't mind them and that, but it's when I'm playing the game and trying to do this video and that, it's like all you hear is this spray, and it's like, yeah. Enough. But don't worry, I will discipline my crew eventually. Right, let's go and put this charge down. Right. Oh yeah, basically we've got to also check out our computer core, download some of the info over that, and see what Bavat's ultimate plan. So, this is where the computer is, and it's pretty simple. Just basically go to it, download, and etc, etc. Defeat the ambush. Now you may think, oh, it's hard, but it's really quite simple to defeat them. Even on your low weapons and such. But I will say, if you do end up getting killed a few times, and that, even at this point, don't worry too much. You know, you get the hang of it eventually. It's just one of those things. I mean, trust me, I've died so many times. I mean, I'm literally the red shirt of this game. First one in, first one to die. Now,
face to face at last with one of the Federation's greatest officers. I've read much about you, though I'm not as impressed as our intelligence agents are. After all, you were rather easily led to this system by a few well-placed pieces of bait. I've had pet dogs with more sense.
wow, you're trying to give me such a burn, but it doesn't work because, you know.
I have everything I need from the research station, but I must say, humiliating a Federation war criminal is, as the humans say, an added bonus. Try to stop us if you must. However, I won't think poorly of you if you walk back to Earth with your tail between your legs, there to whimper at your master's feet.
I'm not taking that. I'm going to blow you to
have
pieces.
Lost this day. Victory is mine, and mine alone. Kapla!
You're dead man when I get hold of you. Basically, she's giving us a little update. It's saying to us to never mind above it. Basically, we've got more immediate concerns. She's reading several Klingon ships on sensors, and it looked like they attempt to escape the systems, and it looks like they are trying to use the asteroid belt to mask their warp core signatures. So basically we've got to hurry and intercept them basically. So let's parley, shall we? Our Vulture classes are literally tough little ships they are. Well, they're not little, they're quite average size I would say. But they're still tough though. But I do love the Vulture class of the Klingon fleet. I remember when I first saw it in the Next Generation, and I thought, ooh, that's an impressive Klingon ship. You know, it has the looks of the old D7 Katinga class, but with a more, you know, muscle to it, more grunt to it, and a more modest look. And yes, I am trying very hard to actually figure out what words to use there, so that's why you heard me pause and stop every now and again. Now, the Raptor escorts can be two things. They can be either really easy to kill, or they can be a pain in the butt at times. It all depends. But luckily for this level, they're not too difficult. I mean, if I had sort of like a cannon build ship, then I obviously would have pummeled away at them. Or if I was using one of my other ships, I would have actually torn them apart basically, like my Thoth ships and such. Yes, I've been obsessed with those for a long time. Sue me. No, I'm only joking. Right. Oh yeah, we've got to remote detonate the thing. Do we have to get closer to remote detonate yet? Oh wait, there you go. And now we've all done. She's actually congratulating us. She's basically saying Bavette won't be getting his hands on those experimental weapons, and we received a lot of actionable intel from the base. So it's basically she's transferred the data that we pulled from their computer core into Starfleet intelligence. So therefore, that is our mission all done. Congratulations, people! We done our mission. No, I don't need to do that yet, but I'll do that another time. I was talking about the next mission within the bypass. Oh no, it's a patrol thing. My bad.
I've read the after-action report filed by Lieutenant Van Zyl. Pity we weren't able to apprehend Bavat, but I'm glad we shot that weapons facility down. Nicely done. As for that weapons research the Klingons were conducting, Starfleet has some of our best people analyzing the data you recovered. We'll find out what Bavat and his people were doing there soon enough. There's a lot more intel to analyze, and I suspect we'll be working again soon. Klingons don't tend to think small, and we'll need the best we can get to deal with Bavat and his...
And he's... You're not going to finish it? No? Thought not. And basically, yeah, this is all the basic stuff that they give you and such, depending on what level you are at. But, yeah, again, it helps towards, you know, reinforcing your ship and such that, and it's just a basic equipment to help, but also to help you along the missions and such that. But at a later date, you can actually easily replace them with all the reputation stuff and so forth. But yeah, as for this, I thought it was the mission with the bio patch that I had to do at a later date, but no, it's actually just a patrol. So yeah, got nothing to worry about there. But anyway, let's go and change ship and move on to the next video.